AI can be a big advantage. If you don't make mistakes, don't do failures, you don't learn enough.
On a boardroom level, how do you talk about this topic?
Well, you have to take risks, but the risks have to be manageable.
Hi, welcome to the Signal podcast, where we turn IT complexity into business clarity. Every month we have a show. This month we have a show about the new release of our AI Boardroom Gap report that we released at Software Improvement Group. This is specifically about the gap between ambitions regarding AI and reality. It's not always the same thing. Today I have a special guest to talk about that. Akın Garzanlı is with us. Hi, welcome.
Hello, Werner. Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you said, my name is Akın Garzanlı. I'm the CEO of Beko Europe, a big global organization active in 130 countries, one of the biggest home appliance manufacturers with 22 brands. And I am in charge for the European operations. I'm in the company since 25 years throughout different departments, starting from sales, product management, been a lot of around customer care, marketing, and finally in this position. Very happy to be here.
Welcome, very happy to have you. Maybe as a general opening question, how do you view AI at Beko today?
Yes, now I remember when you were asking, when we did start this journey it was, I think, somewhere in 2021, 5 years ago now, where we as management embraced this a lot because the management is always under pressure when it comes to new technologies to use it. And with the social media, there was a lot of hypes around a lot of new platforms. The latest one was Metaverse, but AI, we easily recognize that this is something else, and this is the future. This is what we thought, and all the departments went into the race how to use this in a good way to, first of all, motivate the people internally, second, to be future-proof, and third, of course, to do something different and more innovative. Since innovation, we believe always, is not with the products. Innovation is in the process, in the way you are doing, and something new to attract new people and also increase the engagement of the people. That's how we started. And of course, at that time, I was the head of marketing, the CMO of the company, and we saw a lot of opportunities in the marketing, especially when it comes to scripting of the marketing texts, when it comes to production. At that time, we also newly took all the production facilities internally. So we were at the stage on limiting our work with agencies, creative agencies. So we had a lot of production internally, and with AI, this sped up. We embraced a lot, and of course, what we did well, I guess, is to encourage people to take risks. Because the first companies, the startups around AI, of course, they were not very corporate friendly, let's say. So, as a big company or corporate, you have to take risks to work with them together. Taking into account there might be some holes on the road, there might be some mistakes, and you have to make people feel secure whenever, if the direction is AI and if there are mistakes on the road, that it's okay to do that. But in the end, to do something different, and in the end, we managed a lot in our department, and the same was, I think, in the IT purchasing and also engineering departments. They also created wonderful stuff. And now we are at the phase on transforming from an adaptive company to a company that's reinventing their processes with the help of AI.
And all the way from that moment where you decided metaverse no, AI yes, right? So this essentially starts with this insight that is potentially very useful for the organization. You stepped into the CEO role when this experiment was no longer an experiment, but already something very entrenched in the organization. How did this change conversations on a leadership level, on a boardroom level? How do you talk about this topic?
Yes. Very good question. It's so after since 4 years, it's the topic. Of course, has evolved. The expectation also grew because you see also a lot of real successes, real corporate successes that mostly on the technological field. Not so much in our industry, but of course our benchmark is also not our industry. We look at every possible way how to can improve. So from the shareholders there is a pressure because all the processes, procedures are expected to do productive. Some views see as a big replacement for people who are doing operational work, which we were very against from the beginning. Our view is AI will help people to have more time for the creativity and do the stuff that are creating operational burden with the help of AI. So I think here we are in an acceptable level because, of course, AI takes more time when you have already big systems in place and when you have to, where it takes time and a lot of money to change the systems. There, of course, it is more slower compared to projects you can start from scratch and do from the end. So the pressure on us as management is high. So what we did is also how to encourage our people to do more. And we were lucky that we had a culture of curious people in our organization. That helps a lot when you are, and especially entrepreneurial. That helped also a lot. And meanwhile, it's in the targets of almost everyone in our company, and their yearly targets to experiment AI. Of course, first to complete the AI courses that we have, that we had also in place, both digitally and with the help of agents we had in the company. And then, of course, to do something new and innovative with the help of AI.
But you started by explaining that the shareholders, perhaps some shareholder, perhaps expected the operational work to be essentially replaced by AI. Of course, that's how it's built by many larger organizations that sell AI. And you're clear, we took a stance. No, we think it enables people. We think people should be made free to be more creative. But do you then also have to show, but they are more productive? Is there some measure that they can use, that you use to then show, but we do have these benefits because of this stance that we take?
Yes, definitely, especially in the consumer care area, where we already switched 50% of the work to AI, the interactions we have every day with the customers. So we have 10,000s of calls every day from everywhere in the world. And this is also something where we use a lot of self-help of the people instead of someone answering on the phone or letting people wait on the phone for a solution. Now our customers have self-help applications, and it's all generated by AI. And in the backbone, it helps us to improve our products and to get the right data. Here we had very good examples. As I mentioned in marketing, we helped a lot to be more productive in terms of cutting some costs in terms of production and generating more content with the help of AI. Then third, of course, all the translation work, which had to go through very expensive outside agencies. And we have just editors who are just controlling the text of this translation. So I mentioned 130 countries. That's more than 200 languages. So this is also some products. Of course, all these solutions and savings we show helps us also to gain credibility for the creative work we are able to do for the future.
You in a way, you earn it. You earn it there. So if you look at the journey that as an organization you've taken so far, where are you in 2 years? What's the vision?
Yes, excellent. So that's what we are asking as well to ourselves, because now, as I mentioned, we are in the reinvention phase. Of course, some kind of adaptation still continues. what we want to do is to create, to be ready for the Agentic AI. First, with all the departments, we work internally, but also with our products. So that's two way how we look at. We have agents that help also people internally to create better prompts, to be more. And this, with help of all this, we expect in 2 years that everyone in this company is at a level that AI is not something special in their workflow, but it's something useful. So we implemented also a lot of tests in our hiring process. So whoever is more adaptive and more known, more familiar with AI, has a better chance to work with us. This kind of things.
How do you test this? Is this something digital or just a question that's being asked?
Yes, it's both. It's a question, and then of course we test it. So we have a 3-phase interview. So first, of course, they have to question this, and second, it's the test how they use it. And there we see also the AI tests in HR, how AI ready our people are. So there also we use AI to it. So this is actually very exciting. And in 2 years, what I see is, what excites me the most is that we can create innovations, especially in the product side, where people will spend much less time for the unwanted work in their kitchen, in their bathroom, that what our devices are for. And we are very excited to reflect our AI experiences to our products.
Yeah, I can imagine. We had a brief interaction about this before we started recording, but so the question was a little bit whether at some point the device will turn itself on, make decisions, and then finish, or whether people still. I think that's still an open discussion, right? So how it depends a little bit on the consumer that's using the device.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You have a preference?
I'm more the digital type.
Yeah, just let it solve itself.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So that I can spend my time with something else.
Yeah. The more creative work and the more value add stuff, even at home, I guess. So, from your perspective, what has been the most challenging aspect of? You talked about a bunch of different sort of interventions and steps that you've taken.
Yes.
What were the biggest hurdles for you?
The biggest hurdles is actually. As I said, we started with the motto that we were not promising, but we were telling to our people, AI will help to take a lot of operational work you have in your daily businesses. And this we easily recognize that it will take more time to do this, because the systems already that are in place are too big and too difficult to change. So this will take more time than we thought. So this is something we imagined that it will go fast, but it didn't. Second, we expected that the surroundings for AI, that the tech companies that are offering their services as AI ready are more clear about the scenarios. So what we found out that among dozens of companies that provide their help to us in technology, it's actually when you go to test or pilot, they fail. So I wouldn't say we lost time, but we understood very clearly that we have to be very selective in this progress as well. And then, of course, the regulations, this we expected actually, that the regulations will limit you at some point. And then, of course, the security things. This is also something we expected. But as you said in the beginning, in some countries, the regulations are limiting your creativity a lot, which I understand. But in some countries, we had to cancel some of the projects because of this. So that's also something on that. But that's the part of the journey. I mean, all thing. What I can clearly say is, if you are looking for a way that is totally free of risks, then probably you won't be so fast in the AI So you have to take risks, but the risks have to be manageable. So I will take risks, will be there. No risk-free AI road, but manageable risks.
You gave the example of smaller organizations. You're a large organization. Smaller organizations offering you, pitching you help, and you said many of them were actually not as successful as we would have wanted, and that you had to be more selective. Any tips there? Anything you do differently now when evaluating pitches?
Yes,
these external organizations.
In the beginning, it was difficult because, first of all, the references they have, the sample projects they did, and what we did right is we always tested with the pilots. Third is also what we found later is all these regulations and put the load or burden to the companies that is closest to the customers. So all these companies who are doing intermediate work are free from this risk. If they offer you a package, you have to calculate that you have to bear the risk. I give you an example. So we tried in some digital voiceovers to do this all by AI. Some of the digital voiceovers. So we found out that the company that offered the voiceovers actually isn't bearing the risk, and the actual guy who was owner of the voice claimed us because he was also right about this, and we couldn't go back to this company to do this. So these are all learnings, and we are happy to do all this because if you don't make mistakes, don't do failures, you don't learn enough. So there is no script or a book, so you have to get your hands dirty in the first place to be really ready for the race when it comes to a more advanced stage.
Yeah, that is useful insight, I think. Yeah. So you said earlier that we had a shareholder discussion where you said, well, we have a whole bunch of benefits on other sort of aspects of the organization, so we can, when it comes to people using AI solutions, we can let them focus a bit on the creativity. At some point, also, you want to have things a little bit more implemented in their day-to-day. And you gave the example that you use these agent builders or these sort of coaches, as you explained, that help people. What is a logical next step there to make sure that even for people for whom the day-to-day doesn't seem very logical, to start implementing AI, what it's very likely that in a year or two it will be very logical. How do you make sure you also get them in the fold?
So at very different levels, we are trying to do this. Obviously, there is no one way. So first of all, to make the company speak of AI successes, this is what we are doing. And we have special prizes within the company for projects submitted as innovative. And there we, of course, have a positive bias towards AI projects. And this helps a lot. Second, of course, all the hype around social media helps a lot because people want to prepare themselves for the future. In some cultures, this is more easy. In some cultures, it's more challenging.
You can compare very well, I guess.
That helps also a lot. I mean, if especially also within the departments, there is some difference. I mean, marketing, they are already, and they knew that they totally know that there is no other way to be AI ready. Where it takes more time is like supply chain, but there also we had we had 2 or 3 special projects where they brought the forecasting to another level with some AI pilots, and there also even the people who were really resistant against AI are there. And of course, you have to make the people also safe who are not familiar with AI. You say, okay, we have programs like online that you can take part of to make you ready, or you have these agents, as you mentioned, that can help you to go with this. Because look, when you use this, your work will be easier, you will be more. And of course, when we look at complaints of especially people who are working more on the operational side of the business, and the complaints are more heavily or intensive in how much they lose time with very one-sided job, and say, here is the opportunity, you can do something different or you can develop yourself. And this is helping also a lot. So it's actually a culture, but of course it goes not from itself. So the management should be always on it, should be always talking about it, so that the culture. So I cannot say that we are at the best level. Sure, it takes a lot because since we have 50,000 employees everywhere in the world, some, as I mentioned, cultures, they easily got it because they see also an opportunity here to advance in their careers with the help of AI. This helps a lot.
Wow, clear. And you made a distinction, for example, in marketing, where I would expect the adoption there to be high. It's very native, digital native, versus supply chain. Is that also a matter of existing software systems? My suspicion is that the supply chain software packages that you use are less flexible than in a marketing department, where you can perhaps switch from for example, content creation tool. Mm-hmm. Do you see that also as a challenge? Not just convincing people, but also making changes to your technical software landscape?
That's a very interesting question. Actually, this discussion we had this morning. So they will have this big software within, I think, a couple of months ready. I think it's maybe 2 years, so because it takes a lot. So they will have an AI-ready software in 2 years. So what?
Supply chain?
Supply chain, yeah. But what will happen meantime in these 2 years? Because very interesting point is also what AI changed in our lives is everything is more short-term. So because of this productivity expectations, the long-term versus short-term balance also changed with the AI. So within this, in the frame of this productivity hype or right expectation, I don't judge what's the right, but we have more short-term discussions. And whenever short-term expectation is arised, AI is a driver of this conversation. So that's why they are coming back to your question. So we are creating intermediate softwares before the big one is ready. Yeah. That is helping to advance us in short term as well. So that's what they're working as well. So we are not waiting until the big system is ready. Of course, that will come, of course. But AI can also help the existing ones be more ready. So what it requires, of course, people who are especially. So then it brings me to a second point before you ask. So then, of course, we have the big discussion: who does this?
Yes.
Who does this? So people look at the IT department often way. So of course, AI is not helping you to increase your IT. So that's one way of looking things, but it will not help you to solve it. So what we also recognize during this time is, of course, how to balance the workload of IT to make to make people understand from the other departments what they can expect from IT, but what not as well. So otherwise, in the first phase, we saw that a lot of departments came to IT saying, we want to do something with AI, help us. Of course, this was overwhelming for the IT as well. And if you have right mindset, right scenarios, with the time also this changed. But still, I think, is it 100% solved? I don't believe so. It's still, IT has to still struggle a lot. They are under the biggest pressure.
I can imagine. So one more question about software, because I find it very interesting. So these software systems typically are packaged solutions. The Czech question, you probably didn't build the whole system yourself. But now that you want maybe more iteratively add things as you're experimenting with what is specifically useful for Beko, do you now own more of the software system, or do you have more of is there more in-house development, or are you really still doing this in collaboration with external developers and partners.
Yeah, in collaboration with externals mostly. And this becomes more and more important that IT department, part of IT department is able to recognize, to understand the challenges of the relative department and transform this with their knowledge of the third parties and with their knowledge of the internal system, how to find a fastest, more productive and the most cost-efficient way to outsource this to third parties, which are reliable and secure. That's also one of the biggest, since it's all big systems. So we have from the design of the products, manufacturing, till the customer care, end-to-end, very big systems, and the security is very crucial in this. So that's why it's important that the IT departments, instead of developing software, they understand the problem and find the right partner to solve this.
Security is a very interesting topic. How do you ensure? So it's clear that it's important. What mechanisms do you have in place to ensure that what's being built for you, software-wise, is secure?
Yeah. So it's a question. I know the answer very clear, but I don't know the details because since I'm not the technical, but security is very important. I mean, in the first phase of this AI, we saw a lot of news that information of companies leaked to the. So this was very important for us. It's not only for our internal. So we have also, I think, one of the most securest home appliance app, because for us is what's also important is that the data of our consumers who are using smart or connected appliances are not going elsewhere. There we are also investing a lot. So security is very crucial, because if first of all as a reputation, and second, as you are familiar, all the regulations that are coming now companies are obliged, especially when you are doing heavily operations in Europe, you have to be very secure in this.
So earlier you talked about the 130 countries, which is a mind-boggling amount. It's the vast majority of all of them. And the different regulations that you have there, and that the regulations are important, but you want to keep sort of a speed of innovation. How do you manage this?
Of course, you have to prioritize. So in our priority, definitely is Europe in the global operations, and where we see and internal processes. This is very important. And in the US, for example, you see a lot of limitations regarding consumer care and customer data. It's where many products will not work. There you have to also freeze. We have also...
When you say freeze, you mean like feature toggles where you turn certain things off in the appliances?
So we are not even launching this product there. So for example, in the Netherlands, we had a cooperation with one of the biggest retailers here, where the washing machine, with the help of the energy contract, recognize when the energy is the cheapest and runs automatically. And then, of course, it's a free washing program. I have to say. So this kind of local opportunities, we are also trying to be very flexible. Obviously, it's not scalable. What we did is also in South Africa, for example, was also very interesting. It's since the energy supply is not very reliable in South Africa, we developed a refrigerator that is just working in a closed circuit with the solar energy. This was also, and there we use also a lot of AI in the engineering and the software program as well. So it's interesting because it provides the people, the engineers and the company, the opportunity to be first in one field. And there we got even an award from Time magazine, which was very exciting. So this, I mean, without AI, this won't be all possible. Or if you had the strict vision of we scale every single product, we go for SKU, and it will not create this. So you have to tap the right opportunities in the markets. And we have, of course, in our case, sustainability is also very written in our We are, according to Dow Jones Sustainability Index, the global leader in sustainability. So everything that can help sustainability, that helps us to be in a better planet, we also prioritize in AI as well.
So if you would have to go back in time, let's say 3 years, so then you're a year in function.
Yes.
What would you do differently, specifically when it comes to rolling out AI in the organization?
Yes. What we did right, let me start there. So I think what we did right is to encourage people. So there I wouldn't change everything. We came out bold. What we did is we were very right on betting on AI because I think what we did is right also that we were not seeing this as any hype. So this is something very real. And at that time also some of the people in our organization, they adopted. So is this not a new hype, is something. Sure, but now we see that we are on the right place. I think what we could have done better, not maybe 3 years, but maybe before, is that we have more clean and organized data within the company. I mean, if you have this already ready, then AI can help you to speed up faster. So we are still losing a lot of time to cleaning up the data, to organize the data, that it's more AI friendly. This, I think, is something we neglected. We could have done better during the last 10 years, let's say. So it still takes a lot of time. I think that's the only thing. Maybe more selective with the companies we choose. There, I cannot say that we were wrong there, but because it was all in the beginning, we had to experiment, but we lost also a lot of time. Maybe today we will be more selective and more bet on certain areas instead of jumping on AI hype everywhere. So there maybe more selectiveness would help us also today to be more focused at least.
Yeah, in hindsight, that's easy to point out maybe. So any advice? You were modest about the advances that you've made in the organization. To me, if I visit many organizations, I think you're already pretty far on the journey compared to many other organizations. So, and I think some organizations, people are a bit hesitant. Boards are a bit hesitant in what can we do? What type of interventions can we think about to maybe get ourselves a little bit more AI savvy? Do you have advice for them? What should they do first?
Yeah, I think what's very important is in today's world, beyond AI, where there are a lot of unknowns, where there is a lot of, especially also in the politics, a lot of short-term decisions. It's very tough to become a conservative company. So companies have to evolve to a culture which is more curious and adaptive. It will help also, not just help to be more, to be better with AI, but also happy because the competition is very tough. As we talk before this, now the children, not just the children, everyone has a lot of options. There is products of everything, and what researchers show is also that people are more open to new brands because now they can order products from US, from China, and it's there in 1 week. So to count on the successes that were 10 years before won't help. So I think for this companies who are struggling to be competitive, AI can be a big advantage. But it starts from the culture of the company, and it starts with taking manageable risks, especially from the management, and also being ready to make a lot of mistakes in this way. And it's okay to make mistakes, to be AI ready. AI is just a tool to make companies more competitive for the future. This is what I believe.
It's a very nice note to end on. Thank you very much, Akın. I really enjoyed this conversation. So remember, we published the AI Boardroom Gap, which talks about this topic at many different organizations, talks about statistics around that and also what to do. Please stay tuned for another episode of the podcast. We'll keep doing this on a monthly basis, and I hope to see you soon.